How are you? Your podcast is now available on Spotify, and by the time it comes out, it'll be out available on Apple Podcasts. And also, then the YouTube release will come after that. So,
All
thanks
right.
again for stopping by, Mitchell.
Thanks for all the help getting that stuff going.
Yeah. So let's talk about, because not many authors have their own podcast. Let's talk about some of the things that we're talking in the green room about. That's exciting. Is that your fans you're having conversations with your fans about what direction Abby goes.
Yeah. And one of the questions was, how do I finish a book of the mystery but keep the series going? And so at the end of each one, I kind of have a hook that will lead you to the next book. And had a conversation with one person who was talking about Pirates of the Caribbean and got frustrated because it was so open ended at the end. It didn't feel like they had satisfied. So the balance is, how do I close a book? And basically that is the solving of the mystery. So that is what each book covers. So Watergrave covers the mystery of the pastor being found dead in the baptistry. The least of these will be the solving of those two main murders, one on each side of the river. And I
Right.
just finished the cleansing.
Oh wow. So a lot of different things. So what do you see? What are you seeing from all this when you learn about some of these particular things? What
Uh,
is the newest learning
the
experience you're
nice
building?
thing is people
Mhm.
investing in Abby and kind of rooting for her, identifying with her, and so that she's tough, that she's smart, but she's also vulnerable and fragile. So they liked that balance, which is kind of hard to keep. Uh, how you have a detective who has that fragile side with her past, keeping that going. So each book reveals another part of her past that she has to deal with.
That's excellent. I mean, it's like you look at things, you know what I mean, and you're like, oh my. Uh, and you say, okay, Abby's developing that character. Are you concerned? How long do you think you can have Abby go? A long time.
400. As long as they'll take them, I'll keep churning them out. Now
That's a
this
that's a
this
good
particular
answer.
yeah,
I
this
like
particular
that.
story arc is 6 books, but that's just to solve one past, her past story arc, deal with all of that, owning the truth so the truth doesn't own her.
I like that. That's a good one. As long as that, and then these conversations at these book signings, it's fantastic to get out with your fans. And you feel more and more prepared each time you're doing a new event.
Yes, and you don't know what to expect, and they have different kinds of questions. Some people come up there and they're like, "Are you a real author?" And they're so excited about it. And other people want to know why they should choose me over all the other author choices. We had some nice conversations in Johnson City, and they wanted to know about her. And of course, in Tennessee, they're liking that it's based in Tennessee, it's based in Nashville, places they know. So, but in book 3, I found myself going down a branch that I ended up closing off and rewriting because it was revealing her romance side too quickly. She wasn't ready for that. So I had to go back and rewrite those things.
Interesting. But I like the whole thing about, are you a real author? That's a funny one. It really is. And kind of break that. I want that more broken down. It reminds me of the days of
Okay.
professional wrestling when I was an independent professional wrestler. I'm signing, are you a real pro wrestler? Yes, just because you don't see us in all the different places. So the same thing goes when you're an author, it sounds like, when you're independent
Right.
author. But you're a
Yeah.
published author, but they ask, are you a real author? Is that because there's a lot of pretending authors, Mitchell?
Well, and it's building that fan base. They know the big names like Patterson, Crichton, Grisham, and those kinds of things. But developing that and getting your name out there, like you said earlier, the branding of Mitchell Karnes, Mitchell S. Karnes. Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, and it starts coming out everywhere. And the more things you create, you know how important it is. And why do you think you're different than other authors when it's all about brand? Did you study some of these other authors and what they put into in marketing? And because here's the thing that you've really stumbled upon is being published quickly into the process, having a fan base. A lot of authors don't get that opportunity. And then you now can put the money into marketing versus before you just did it all hustling. And now you know the importance of it because they see the power of brand and they're like, oh no, this is what differentiates you for your competition and puts you in a different light and puts you into that level of people mentioning you.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of wisdom of knowing that I don't have the tool set to do what you do. You have a special tool set and you have a special connection, and so smart enough to use people that complement my gifts and my talents.
Oh, and that makes complete sense because you're like, hello, I get this now. And that's the thing. I get it, right? And
Right.
why don't other authors get it? And here's the thing, Mitchell. Let's just say if you started from scratch, if you started again,
Mhm.
I'm going to ask this tip from you. What I tell authors is they got to find out if their book is sellable to market first by self-publishing it. Once you figure out one or two readers, then you got to spend a lot in advertising if you're a self-published author. And you have to see, is it sellable? Then you put more money in, and you're not going to get a return on your investment in your first book
No.
or second book. But if you build that audience, then you're not going to have to spend as much in marketing later on unless you're going the route you're going. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Authors have to understand that. Explain, specifically enough. It's not an overnight success. You have to tweak, and you have to see if really your book is sellable to market.
Yeah, I love that phrase, overnight success. You know, I hear about these country artists that are overnight success, but then you hear all of the honky tonks they've been in and all the small fairs they went to. Uh, the overnight success is just when it clicks. But
Right.
there's so much work and so much time. My first book, I just thought, well, I've written it, so 5 million people are going to buy it and think it's wonderful. They have no clue who I am. They have so many choices. And one reason that when I signed the contract for this, I signed for a sixth book is because I wanted to ensure that the series would be available. And so I ended up giving a lot of water grave away um, just to get people to review it, get people
Oh
to word of
man.
mouth, connect with their friends. And you have to understand as an author, there's a lot of give and take there. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of networking,
100%.
finding out what your gifts are and what they're not.
Because those gifts are important to explore and develop. And I think that this is the reason why your success is where it's at and where you're going is because you love doing this. This is not a job to you. This is not I'm looking to get rich quick. I'm staying the course for long term, but
Mhm.
I'm not here for a short run. I think
No.
that's important.
And for me, this is my retirement plan. So I've got a 3 year window where I'm building it up so that when I retire, it'll supplement what I what I'm going to retire off, and I have all the time in the world to write.
And that's and you see that as your retirement plan, and then it could be the movie, it could be the streaming, it could be whatever it is, but you're doing it.
Yes.
And then it doesn't feel like a retirement, right? You're gonna
Well,
keep grinding.
one tip one of my writing professors gave me, he said, if you don't enjoy writing it, why do you expect someone to enjoy reading it?
Ah. See, that's a phenomenal quote.
Yeah,
And it's such a true thing. Holy cow. I never thought of that in certain ways, but hey, it's the important thing. But the best place to go is Mitchell S. Karnes author.com.
that's
Right?
right.
All
Yeah.
right. Awesome. Appreciate it, Mitchell. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. That's